You're watching 8 News Now at 11.
A cold case murder investigation is now heating up, thanks in part to the persistence of the victim's family.
In fact, it's been 27 years since a young woman named Tracy Jackson was beaten to death in a vacant lot near downtown. No arrest was ever made in the case, but detectives are now taking a new look at old evidence that's been tucked away in Metro's vault.
George Knapp, the I-Team, is here with the exclusive story. George.
This is a heartbreaking story, and it's got a little tinge of the supernatural as well. Tracy Jackson's brother says he's made a pest of himself, calling Metro detectives over and over to encourage them to reopen the investigation. One reason the family feels compelled to act is the unnerving sense that Tracy is still around.
But at 4:30 a.m. in the middle of Sunday morning, this is a good place to be without anybody being able to see what you're doing.
Cold case detective Dave Culver thinks this dirt-covered lot on South Commerce says a lot about the killer he's pursuing. It's a gritty industrial side street off the beaten path, suggesting the murderer was familiar with the area. On May 21st, 1989, a homeless man cutting across the lot discovered the battered body of Tracy Jackson, a pretty young mother who'd been in Las Vegas just over a month. There were multiple pools of blood in different parts of the lot, and Tracy's bloody clothing was scattered everywhere, including on a barbed wire fence.
Pants over here, shirt over there, bra way over there, shoes way in the heck over there. There was a struggle. She fought, and she didn't win.
Tracy's brother, Bob Friel, is haunted by the murder on several levels. He was always close to his sister, but became even closer after a 1986 accident left him a paraplegic. Tracy, who was pregnant at that time, moved from northern Nevada to California to care for her brother and teach him how to cope with his new reality.
I became independent with her because of Tracy, and we bonded again so closely.
He's still racked by guilt because it was his suggestion that Tracy give Las Vegas a try. A month or so after moving to town, Tracy was having drinks at the Silver Dollar on East Charleston, a once popular watering hole that shuttered today. When her roommates wanted to leave, Tracy told them she was staying longer and would get a ride. It was the last place she was seen alive.
She was beat with a pipe. Blunt force trauma, fractured every bone in her face, just crushed her face. The funeral parlor director said, "You don't want an open casket, you don't want anybody to see your little sister like that."
Friel says he felt compelled to pester Metro about working the case, in part because Tracy is still around. Other family members have had the same sensation.
That happened to me this spring, about the time when Tracy was murdered in 1989. I felt Tracy just like flush through me, and I could smell her, and I could feel her, and ever since then, she's been nudging me. I just like been going where she's pushing me.
Yeah, he said that to me, that he feels her, and he's compelled by the case.
Veteran homicide detective Dave Culver spends a lot of his time on the phone with loved ones of murder victims. It comes with the territory. The Tracy Jackson file is one of hundreds in the cold case vault, and it took Culver a while to pull everything together. After studying the evidence compiled by previous detectives, Culver came up with a new and promising angle to pursue. Tracy's clothing, recovered from the vacant lot, was never tested for unknown DNA.
In a serious struggle like that, hopefully she was able to get a couple of blows in that caused him to bleed. Maybe struck him in the face and broke his lip, or hit his nose hard enough to cause him to bleed, and hopefully we'll find a foreign profile on her clothing.
So the next step is to send Tracy's clothing to Metro's forensic lab to check for DNA.
All throughout here, there's a struggle going on. And
Culver thinks Tracy accepted a ride from her killer, that she was driven to Commerce Street to be sexually assaulted. The killer was likely a local who frequented that saloon. Culver has at least one suspect in mind and is optimistic that new DNA evidence might establish a link. If so,
it would let Tracy free, let her be free. You know, it would put her at peace. And because, you know, our whole family has been, you know, shattered by this. Everybody repressed it. She needs to go. She needs the peace and justice just so she can go and be free.
Dave Culver says he's waiting on funding to conduct the DNA test, not only on the clothing items, but also the metal pipe and chunks of cement that were used during the murder. It will take some time, though. It's not a quick process. Anyone who might have information that leads to a conviction in that case could be eligible for a reward up to $20,000 being offered by the brother. And tomorrow night, Cold Case detectives not only solved 2 murders from years ago, they got the killers to confess. We'll have that story. We've got links on our website if people want to call in and leave a clue for Metro, or if they want to call us, and maybe we can solve this thing.
Boy, persistence pays with
Yeah.
those cold case guys.
They're like rust. They never sleep.
Thanks, George.
Sure.